What's up, guys? Welcome back to Volt's Comics and More. I'm Alex, and today I am here to talk about the Sorcerer Supreme, Loki Laufeyson. That's right, Loki. And I know what you're thinking. Don't I kind of have something a little mixed up there? Well, I'm talking about the newer comics. Doctor Strange has actually lost the title of Sorcerer Supreme, but before all that happens, basically his storyline picks up, or his newer storyline picks up right after Secret Empire or Secret Wars, and pretty much he had to defend Earth against these creatures known as the Empirical, and they tried to wipe out all magic and pretty much almost did. The only little bit of magic that Doctor Strange has left is from different magical items that are spread throughout the world. And he's been on a search for a bunch of different little items ever since the Empirical attack. Now, he was able to beat the attack, obviously, but he's in a very weakened state. And that actually brings us to the next story when Marvel started their series for the #1 nows. So basically, this one's called Blood in the Ether, and that's where Doctor Strange's story starts off at his weakest state. Starts off at Doctor Strange #12, even though it does say #1 now. It's just because that's the #1 in the. It's not really a reboot. It's just kind of a good starting point if you want to get into certain comics. Like a lot of things have #1 now, and that storyline kind of led up to the Secret Empire storyline. But anyway, before Doctor Strange had to deal with the Secret Empire, he had to deal with all of his enemies gaining up on him all at once in his weakened state with little to no magic. So, of course, as you can imagine, Doctor Strange, he pulled through, defeated one by one, and like I said, the name of the story is called Blood in the Ether. This is just a single issue that I have, but you can, if you don't want to go find all the single issues, you can get it on a graphic novel at your local bookstore. And it's a very good story. I definitely highly recommend reading it. All of his greatest villains kind of team up to fight him, and of course at the end you got Dormammu and you got Baron Mordo, Satana. You just all of them clash. You'll have to read it. It's great. Um, but after he succeeded with that storyline, that kind of, well, a couple books later, but it led right into the Secret Empire, and that was his next biggest thing as far as most recently comes into play. But his time during the Secret Empire was definitely not easy. He had to team up with the Kingpin, despite his better judgment, than to team up with the Kingpin of crime. And Kingpin, he's saying, "Oh, I want to make things right. I want the city to be saved, and I want people to know that I was the one who saved them." And that's all he wanted in return from Doctor Strange. He just wanted people to know that that the Kingpin himself was the one who saved everybody and the one who took care of everybody while this Dark Dome was over Manhattan. So, Doctor Strange really didn't have any other options. So he, said, "Well, all right, let's just show me what you got." And the Kingpin knew where a bunch of magical items were locked up at, and but the thing is that they were dark magic. Every time Doctor Strange does something mystical, magic comes with a price. Dark magic comes with an even bigger price. Kingpin, is all going like, "Oh, I paid the biggest price," But so they conjure up some magical weapons, and meanwhile, these creatures from the Dark Dome are terrorizing everybody in Manhattan, and so they're really kind of on time crunch here before all of Manhattan is destroyed, and all of all the people are dead. So they so yeah, basically, uh after all that happened, after he was able to free them from the dark, I mean, the events that carried on after all that, you can find in the Secret Empire storyline. Again, very good storyline. I know I talked about that before in my last video, talking about the all new universe and all the different controversies, like with Captain America that popped up. But definitely check that other video out. But yes, Secret Empire, definitely recommend reading. Definitely a good story, but read um, the Thunderbolts and read the Captain America. I know he says Hail Hydra. Again, I explained that before, but read them leading up to Secret Empire. It'll make a lot more sense about what's happening with all that. So anyway, after the Secret Empire event came to a close, so there was a couple other issues that happened in between Legacy, between that and Legacy. But his next one of his next biggest feats, which is happening right now in Marvel's Legacy, is the fact that he is no longer Sorcerer Supreme. So basically, this is the Marvel Legacy where it first begins for Doctor Strange. As you can see, Loki Supreme Part 1. The number on here is 381. That's because when they started Legacy, they decided to basically go back to the beginning numbers of what would have. So, like, let's say this never happened. You know, number 12 never happened. So it would have been a different. It would have been a different number. Sorry, I'm horrible at math. If you guys know what number I would have been, you know. But yeah, this is 381, and they did that for all the Legacy storylines, not just Doctor Strange. But that's basically what their point and what they're trying to make for Legacy is that they are continuing where they left off at, and if basically if it would never have happened, like if the Secret Wars would never have happened, and they wouldn't have rebooted the entire Marvel universe, you know, they hadn't come out with all these number ones, where would they be? What number would they be? Well, check out Legacy to find out. But anyway, back to Doctor Strange. So yes, this is the part 1 where Loki, you find out how Loki is Sorcerer Supreme, and pretty much what happens is that the Vishanti holds trials every now and then, and they trials for the title of Sorcerer Supreme, and in doing so, whoever loses, you know, ultimate. So they want Doctor Strange to lose is the point of it, because Doctor Strange has been Sorcerer Supreme for so long, and thing is that Loki never even contended in it, but he was there, kind of spectating, and they kind of point out to him, "Hey, would you know, you're going to be the next Sorcerer Supreme." So Loki, being pretty much the same thing as Kingpin does. Now I really think about it, because he tells everyone, or tells Doctor Strange that, you know, well, I'm paying the price. It's me. I'm saving everyone. I'm paying the price of magic for everyone. So anytime anybody uses magic, they can just come over to me and they don't have to pay it. I pay it all. And right now, this storyline is still continuing, at least for me. I know I'm a little bit kind of behind on stuff like that, and I'm really sorry about that. Pretty much just where I'm at right now is number 384, and next it's going to lead into the next story, which is called The Supreme Showdown. So that is what's going to happen next. Definitely plan on getting that. Probably one of the ones I get on Monday. Plan on going to some local comic book stores on Monday, and hopefully be able to catch up on a lot of my collection that I need to catch up with, because I really want to stay involved with everything that's happening, good or bad, and so that I can keep vlogging about it. And maybe I'll even vlog my, well, I talked about it before about vlogging while I'm shopping for comics and stuff. So definitely we'll plan on doing that on Monday. And that's all I got for you right now for Doctor Strange. Basically, Strange isn't liking, well, he started being a veterinarian, and then he, figured out that Loki is trying to knock on some doors that he shouldn't be knocking on, and trying to, well, basically the very idea of paying the price for everybody's magic is kind of not good, to say the least. I'm sure they just explained everything about the Vishanti and everything in the last one that I just showed you, and I'm sure they're going to explain more about how Loki plans on actually paying for everyone's magic, which is pretty much what, I don't know if you saw it or not when I had flashed the last picture to you. No, I didn't. Well, remember how I said Loki's pretty much knocking on doors they shouldn't be knocking on? Yeah, this is what happens when he knocks on doors when, yeah. So, and he's saying, hello again, little god. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't I kill you? And so, yeah. Sorcerer's Showdown is bound to be a really good one. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. Doctor Strange, with him not being the Sorcerer Supreme and actually just being a regular veterinarian, goes over to his Sanctum Sanctorum, and of course, Loki meets him there, and Loki's like, well, you're not Sorcerer Supreme, what are you doing here? And there's a little bit of a confrontation that goes on, and of course Doctor Strange is in no fight, or no shape to fight Loki being Sorcerer Supreme. So didn't really end very well for Doctor Strange. Sad to say, Loki actually ended up killing his talking dog that he met over at the veterinarian place. And Strange still knows a little bit of magic, but not. It's even to me it seems worse than it was before. But Doctor Strange has a secret up his sleeve, and as soon as that dog died, because of Loki, he really kicked his butt into action, and he went on a journey, which is no small task now, because he can't just open a portal and be like, okay, here I am, hello. He had to actually climb a mountain to get to being known as the Sentry, which I guess a lot of stuff has been going on with the Sentry lately. That's one character I've really, unfortunately, not kept up with. I'll definitely do some looking into what happened to, what ultimately happened to him. But this is the Sentry right here, and there's Doctor Strange in his astral form saying that he needs the Sentry. And so basically, he ends up trekking up this huge mountain to get to the Sentry, which pretty much before he does that, or, sorry, basically here he is talking to the Sentry, where the Sentry has been kind of hidden, kind of been kept away from the outside world for a while. And after he goes to the Sentry, in order to combat Loki, Doctor Strange realizes that, hey, I'm going to need some magic here. Didn't work out for me so well the last time. And so he goes to the World Tree in Asgard. And basically, he's completely does not know how to ask for help. And it, as you can see, it doesn't really take much. And yes, Doctor Strange is trying to rock a new haircut there. Not really completely shaven, but compared to what he had before, yeah, a little bit. But anyway, that is a third eye there that is opening up because of what he's doing with the tree here. He's asking the tree to basically give him the power to fight Loki. And he offers, he needs an offering, and as you can see, he ends up offering his dog that was killed because of Loki. And the I'm sorry, I really don't know how to pronounce this name. It's spelled Yggdrasil. I'm sure there are people out there who know the correct pronunciation for it. I apologize that I do not. But again, it's spelled Yggdrasil. I don't know if you can see it there or not. But basically that's the name of the tree in Asgard. And the offering that Stephen Strange holds to the tree, it is worthy. And therefore, Stephen Strange is now capable of even more magic than what he had before. And if you see here, the stick that he's holding, if you ever read any of the old classic Thors, especially if you start off where the new Ragnarok movie kind of was taken after, with the Walter hold on, let me get it. There we go. That look right? I don't know how that turned out. But anyway, here it is. The book by Walter Simonson. And this book, well, I believe he's done it before. But this book is actually kind of takes, well, volume 2 of it anyway, kind of takes after a little bit of Ragnarok, of course, in the Ragnarok movie. There was the Planet Hulk storyline mixed up into that. But here you see Surtur getting ready for battle, and he doesn't actually meet up with Surtur in Volume 1, but it all leads up to it. This is also the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, who is also worthy of holding Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. And so basically, what I had just shown you with Doctor Strange holding the stick, it's kind of a throwback to Thor. Right there, you see him with a walking stick. And that is actually him, or his walking stick is actually his means of power in his human form. So all he has to do is tap it on the ground, and he is ready to go. You see him there with Nick Fury, and basically Fury had just told him, well, I know what that stick is, just use it. And right here, he uses it inside the car. I don't think Fury thought it was most ideal, especially since he says, why didn't you warn me about the special effects? So, but anyway, there you see the next shot as Thor out of his Donald Blake persona and into his, normal Thor. But anyway, this is another good book. I definitely recommend reading. I myself am in the middle of it right now. Got my Moon Knight bookmark I picked up from Comic-Con. That's the illustrator's name. Very good illustrator. He had a lot of different bookmarks, different artwork over there, and definitely worth checking out. He's very, very good at what he does. But yeah. So basically, sorry to kind of get a little off track there with Thor, Ragnarok, stuff like that. But basically, point being is that is where that's where the stick comes into play, where you see Doctor Strange here. So just a little bit of a nod to the older to more classic comics, to where Donald Blake transformed to Thor. Well, the Thor was Donald Blake, but anyway, another story, another time. But then you got here what he actually transforms into when he arrives on the scene to attack Loki. In this panel here, or these panels here, I should say, you see him striking the stick down. You see the, as Nick Fury calls, special effects. And you see the final product of the special effects. And basically, Strange is now more powerful than he's ever been. And as you can see, he's got his hair back, plus a little more by the looks of it. And he replies to Loki in this scene, "Get the hell out of my house!" And he's all mad and all just pissed off in general. I mean, takes him through different dimensions just to fight him. You can see it says dimension blood, ancestral nesting, realm of the cancerous vampacabra warriors, amongst other things. So there's that. But yes, that is pretty much where he left off. And his apprentice has called or Doctor Strange's apprentice, now Loki's apprentice, called forth the Sands of Nishanti, I believe. That's how you pronounce it? I don't know if you can see it there. My camera will focus in on it. Sands of Nishanti. But basically, so here's Doctor Strange trying to do his finishing move. Sands come in and pretty much takes away magical power, and they're pretty much all even now. They're evenly matched now. So that's where it all leads up to. Doctor Strange shows Loki, like, okay, you really want to see what's behind that door? Is it really that important to you? Well, here you go. And that's where he says, "Hello again, little god. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't I kill you?" And Loki, you see down here, all shocked and scared to death about what it is. And you see here he calls it the Void. So anyway, that is definitely all I have for Doctor Strange. For right now, like I said, Monday I'm going to be going, and I know I'm repeating myself here, but Monday I'm going to be going to the comic book stores, and I am going to be tracking down some comics that I have still need to catch up on. So definitely we'll be doing that, and my next video I might just drop a some gameplay. I haven't really decided yet if I'm gonna do some more comic book talk like this, or if I'm going to live stream some more on Grand Theft Auto. If I do live stream, it's going to be pure offline, and it's going to be in a private party, so it'll probably be just me on the mic. I might have a couple other people join in, but yeah, I'm just gonna be kind of talking and messing around on there for a little bit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching me, and please do not forget to subscribe if you like the video, and also hit the bell so that you can get notifications on when I post new videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye.